Welcome back to Poorly Educated Today in the News, the only show where we try to explain the world's chaos using the same brain that once lost a wrestling match to a malfunctioning automatic paper towel dispenser. It's December 30th, and buddy, the world is ending in so many directions. We've started using a compass just to track the disasters. Let's jump into it before something else blows up, floats off, or gets indicted. Segment 1. The Donroe Doctrine and the Hemisphere gets real spicy. Folks, the US has dusted off the old Monroe Doctrine and slapped a big shiny Trump sticker on it, calling it the Donroe Doctrine. It's like reviving a classic truck, but adding so many chrome grills the sun reflects off it and blinds half the hemisphere. The White House is basically saying, we're the landlord of the Americas again, and everybody else is like, buddy, you haven't fixed the roof since 1912. Trump's pushing maximum pressure, which in redneck terms means tightening the ratchet strap until something snaps. Latin America ain't thrilled. Brazil's Lula suddenly got more popular just by standing next to the US and saying nah. Meanwhile, migration's blamed on Maduro, on cartels, on China, on the moon phases. I don't know, man. At this point, they're just throwing spaghetti at the border wall to see what sticks. Segment 2. Venezuela, drone strikes, and a bounty on Maduro bigger than a Bass Pro giveaway. Down in Venezuela, the US isn't just rattling sabers, they're rattling entire boat fleets. At least 30 maritime strikes since September. Over 100 fatalities. CIA drones hitting docks used by the Tren de Aragua, which the administration now calls a foreign terror group. And Trump announced the strike like a guy bragging that he finally demolished the shed in his backyard. The facility is no longer around. The US has 15,000 troops and a dozen ships in the region, and a $50 million bounty on Maduro, which is enough money to get half the people in my county to start combing the bushes with flashlights, like they're looking for a lost dog named democracy. Some folks say these double-tap strikes could be war crimes. Others say it's Tuesday. Congress, meanwhile, is sitting in the corner eating a Lunchable and pretending it didn't hear anything. Segment 3. Mar-a-Lago Middle East Summit, Netanyahu, Gaza Phase 2, and an award Trump can brag about forever. Next up, Trump hosted Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago for the 5th time this year, which means Bibi's been to Florida more than retired snowbirds. They talked about Gaza Phase 2, the part where Hamas is supposed to disarm, hand over control, and basically act like they agreed to something they say they never agreed to. Trump says if Hamas doesn't disarm, there will be hell to pay, which is exactly what my mama said when she caught me putting raccoon stickers on her wedding photo. Netanyahu also told Trump he'll receive the Israel Prize. Trump loves that. Although a hot mic caught him complaining about not getting a Nobel, the man's chasing awards the way raccoons chase shiny soda cans. Also, Iran's rebuilding its nuclear program, and Trump said, we'll knock the hell out of them. Subtle diplomacy, like negotiating with a sledgehammer. Segment 4. Washington, D.C. meltdown, crime stats, federal takeover, and a mayor and police chief who peace out. Over in D.C., local government is collapsing like a Jenga tower made of wet cardboard. Mayor Bowser's done, Police Chief Pamela Smith is stepping down, and the feds basically moved in like college freshmen claiming the biggest dorm room. There's an investigation into whether crime stats were cooked, which is ironic, because if the numbers were any hotter, you could fry an egg on them. Despite reports of 35% drops in violent crime, the administration kept saying D.C. is lawless, pointing to embassy shootings and carjackings like they were Yelp reviews for an apocalypse. National Guard staying through February. Federal agents doing policing. Clergy saying the feds don't know how to handle local mental health crises. In redneck terms, this is like calling your cousin to fix your plumbing, and he responds by bulldozing the house. Segment 5. Minnesota fraud scandal. $9 billion missing. Like it went out for milk. Minnesota is having the biggest uh-oh moment in modern state history. The feds think up to $9 billion in program money was stolen. That's billion with a B, the same letter my report cards were terrified to see. This started with the Feeding Our Future scandal. $250 million stolen. Now they're checking daycares, autism services, community centers. One viral video showed a daycare that got $4 million, even though it looked as empty as my bank account after Christmas shopping. Somali-American defendants make up 82 of 92 cases, which the administration is now using to justify deportations, TPS removals, denaturalization, you name it. Some say money went to Al-Shabaab through Hawala, though investigators say there's no proof. It's like someone yelling terrorism every time they misplace their debit card. Governor Walz insists he tried stopping it, but the feds told him to sit on his hands. Buddy, if that's true, Minnesota is basically a sitcom without a laugh track. Segment 6. Courts versus Trump. CFPB lives, Fed independence tested, Lisa Cook's job on the line. Judge Amy Berman Jackson told the administration they can't accidentally starve the CFPB to death just because the Fed had a rough financial year. She basically said, "Nice try, but you can't erase an agency with the stroke of a Sharpie." Meanwhile, the Supreme Court will hear the Lisa Cook case, Trump trying to fire a Federal Reserve governor. Justice Kavanaugh already hinted that giving presidents total control of the Fed is like letting a toddler drive a bulldozer. Sure, maybe nothing goes wrong, or maybe the town loses a library. This is unitary executive theory cranked up to NASCAR levels. Segment 7. Economy, Russia, Ukraine, superflu, neural implants, and the weird human mood of December 2025. Markets are twitchy, Fed minutes show division. Unemployment is up, manufacturing is down, but GDP is booming. It's like America is both thriving and dying. The Schrodinger's cat of economies. Obeba refunds hit in 2026, and folks will get gigantic checks. Rednecks are already planning. 1 new grill, 2 new tires, and a down payment on a jet ski we can't legally operate. Overseas, Russia deployed nuclear-capable missiles in Belarus. Ukraine wants a 50-year security guarantee. And the Kremlin claims Ukraine tried to drone a presidential residence, which Zelensky calls a fairy tale. That man dismisses accusations like he's swatting flies. Science also went full sci-fi, neural implants that stream your thoughts, light-based brain messages, new PFAS-destroying tech, organoid breakthroughs, and a super flu variant sweeping the country. H3N2 subclade K. Sounds like a monster truck, but hits like a freight train. And on social media? Everyone's celebrating tiny achievements on cakes. The vibe of America is, we might be falling apart, but at least we changed our bed sheets. In conclusion, America on December 30th looks like a country juggling chainsaws while riding a unicycle on a frozen pond. We've got drone strikes, court battles, economic whiplash, sci-fi brain chips, and a flu strain meaner than my uncle after losing at horseshoes. But hey, we're still here, still talking, still trying to make sense of it all with a brain powered mostly by caffeine, stubbornness, and fried chicken. We'll see you next time on Poorly Educated Today in the News.